welcome to the Saturday Night Swirl with your host, Roadrunner89. Hope you enjoy. All right, how's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to the Roadrunner 89 Swirl to Investment Network. Welcome to Saturday Night Swirl. Okay, good to see everybody tonight. By the book, good to see you, young lady. Uh, Rochelle Gold, good to see you. Uh, J10, good to see you, young lady. I appreciate that comment. Thank you so much. Okay, tonight we're going to talk about black women, white men marriages. Though it is rare, it is successful. It's more common now than it's ever been, though. Okay, one day it won't be a rare thing. Okay, good to see you, CC. Okay, and I'm going to talk about black women, white men relationships. Okay, and I'm going to talk about other interracial relationships too, and what makes black women, white men relationships powerful. Okay, but you got to be cautious. And here's the thing: there are good and bad in all groups. Okay, so if you open up your options and you look at the stats and it's showing black women, white men are the best option for each other. That's beautiful. That's awesome. But just beware, there are evil people in all groups. Okay? Some of you might know might have a husband that's a good man, that's a white man. Or a good wife that's a black woman. But that don't mean you're going to get that. Okay? That's why you got to have your standards. That's why you got to vet. Okay, and it's easier said than done. I could give advice all night, but when you're really in the situation, okay, when you're really in real life, it ain't so easy to vet and have your standards because you develop a bond with the person you're dating. You develop a closeness. And sometimes us as human beings, we fail to uphold our standards. Thus, we get in trouble. And I'm guilty of that too. Whether you're a man or woman, okay? We think because we're attracted to that person, because we love being with that person, that we can change that person. Okay? Maybe it's possible you can. It happens, but it's very rare. Okay? All right. Now I'm going to show you some slides. I'm going to do I'm going to show you some older slides. I'm going to do some what's it called? Okay. Well, I'm going to show you old slides, okay? And they make sense, okay? Anytime I create a slide, I save it because, a lot of times I reuse it, okay? Now, first, let me explain what this channel's about, okay? This channel, okay, I keep forgetting to close that. I keep forgetting to close that intro. The old StreamYard, I could just go to the next video, but you got to close it out. Okay. All right. What is this channel about? Okay. Roadrunner 89 Swirl to Investment Network. Okay. This is what my channel's about. Okay. It is to promote interracial relationships, black men, white women. Okay. Now, let me make this clear. I support any and every interracial relationship, okay? Whether it's white men with black women, or black men with white women, or Asian with Hispanic, or whatever the combination. I support it all, okay? Because you should be able to love who you want to love. And if you have that special connection and you're not of the same race or ethnicity, it's okay. Okay? Love is about people coming together, having a connection, and love, it's not just physical. It could be mentally, emotional, spiritual. True love, you have all areas of love. Okay, we tend to think in today's world that the physical part is love. No, it isn't. Okay, the physical part is a part of love, but you got to have all areas of love. Okay, all right, but let's talk about what this channel is about. Okay, we promote interracial relationships, black women, white men, and black women. Okay, I also promote Asian men and black women, Hispanic men and black women. Okay, and I support all interracial relationships. Okay, um, and then number two, love, respect, and protect black women. Okay, that's what this channel's about. We're going to show black women love, respect, whether they find us their preference or not. That don't matter. We're still going to love them, respect them, and protect them. And when I say protect black women, let me say this also: we should protect all women. Okay, all right. But this channel, we're going to love, respect, and protect black women. Okay. All right. We're going to hold the men on this channel accountable. Okay. Especially on this channel. If you're part of this platform, okay, and you're not doing right, you're not showing love and respect, you're out of here. Okay. Okay. But we're going to hold all men accountable, whether they're on this channel or not. Us as men, we need to be held accountable, regardless of race, ethnicity. Okay. Number four, we're going to respect faith, morals, and opinions, whether they align with us or not. Okay. This channel, I want it to be where we can have love and respect. But that don't mean trolls are going to come in here and disrupt what we got going on. Okay. Number five, we're going to protect the image of black women. Okay. And what that means is we're not going to disrespect black women. We're not going search for videos of black women doing silly things. Okay, we're going to protect the image. And how you protect the image of a black woman? Just tell the truth. That's basically it in a nutshell. Okay, number 6, protect the image of white men and black women, white men, Asian men, black women. Okay, we're going to protect that image. Okay, number 7, create a network for black women and non black men to come together with love and marriage. Okay, when you don't believe this at all, Lisa Gross, okay, whatever. But this is what this channel is about. Okay, all right. Okay, this is what this channel is about. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Okay, now, because look, I'm in an interracial relationship, an interracial marriage. Okay, have been for 32 years. So I respect all marriage, whether it's interracial or same race. Okay, I don't want to see any marriage fail. I don't want to see anybody hurt. Okay, because I'm in an interracial relationship, an interracial marriage. Okay, that don't mean I hate other groups' marriages. Okay, I want everybody to succeed and have true love. Okay, all right, let's remove that. Okay, that's all right. Next. Okay, stop it. Sorry, my daughter's dog is going crazy. And we got the ice cream truck out in the neighborhood. Okay, now, you know the purpose of this channel, right? Some people believe it, some don't. I don't care. Okay, this is what we stand on. Okay, all right. Okay, I'm going to show you some videos, and we're going to go over these videos, and I'm going to give you my opinion. Okay, and you can give me your opinion too. Okay. All right. Now, this young lady, I don't know if she's in an interracial relationship or same race. I don't care. But what she has to say, okay, makes sense. And I stand by it. Okay. And every woman should have this belief. Okay. I believe. Okay.
No confusion. Confusion.
Okay. She says, won't lay claim without covenant. What's that mean? Let's listen to what this young lady has to say.
Just so there's no confusion, there is no man if there is no wedding band. Just so there's no confusion, there is no man if there is no wedding band.
Okay. Now, what she said, I totally agree. Okay. And women, look, and this is what I believe. Okay. No wedding, no womb, no man, no wedding band. Okay. I stand by that. Okay. I'm a traditional man. I've been raised to be traditional. I'm a Christian. I believe that, you know, relationship should lead to marriage. I believe you shouldn't touch a woman until she's your wife. Okay? And I stand by what she's saying. No man, no wedding band. Okay? So many times there are men out there exploiting women. Okay? And we see this all the time. A lot of our society, we have a lot of single mothers, a lot of women that have children out of wedlock. And a lot of these women don't choose to have children out of wedlock. A lot of these women love and trust the man they're with. And a lot of times the man lets them down because he gets what he wants physically. He fulfills his lustful desire, okay? And then he moves on. But a lot of times the woman's being held to hold the bag, take care of the children by herself, okay? Now, this happens in every racial group, okay? Black, white, Asian, it happens in every community, okay? The black community, has the most out of wedlock births, the least marriages, the least lasting marriages, okay? And though all women should be cautious and protect themselves, black women need to be more protective of all women, okay? Um, and like she said, no man, no wedding band, okay? No wedding, no womb. Okay, and I know some people look at this as radical, and it's not in today's world, that's in the past. Well, something like love and marriage, we need to bring back from the past. We need to date instead of court. We need to love the women before we touch the women. Okay? And we should not touch a woman till she's our wife. Okay? And look, I know that ain't easy. I know it ain't in today's society because we're taught if we're dating, we're in the bedroom, right? We shouldn't be in the bedroom till we're husband and wife. Okay? But it takes a lot of courage for this woman to say this. It takes a lot of courage to not go with the flow in society and protect yourself and look for love in marriage rather than going for the physical. Okay? But what do you think? Is she right or is this outdated? Is this like a something of the past? Okay? And look, you don't want to have sexual relations with somebody you don't love. Okay? Whether you're a man or woman, it's going to be destructive to you. Okay? I'm just saying. Okay, but I saw this video and I'm like, this makes sense. And whether you're in an interracial relationship or same race, it don't matter. No man, no wedding band. Every woman should live by that. Okay? And if you do, ladies, it'll make us as men better. I believe that. But anyway, let me go ahead and drop this video. Okay. Now, I'm going to show this video. And look, I believe interracial relationships, interracial marriage is a beautiful thing. I think black people and white people falling in love is a blessing. Okay? If they're falling in love, true love, right? I believe it's a blessing from God. Now, if black and white people are exploiting each other, that's not good. Okay? But if they fall in love, I think it's God's will. I think it's a beautiful thing. Okay? And I believe interracial relationships will not end racism, but I think it will help. I think it'll bring us together, not just the people in the interracial marriage, but the families that come together through marriage. Okay? And some people look at me like I'm crazy. Roadrunner, you can't fix racism with an interracial marriage. No, you can't, but you can make it better. We can learn more about each other. We can learn to love each other and have love, forgiveness, and move forward. That's right, J10. No man should get anything before marriage. Okay? And you shouldn't. Okay? And men, if you think you're going to sleep with women and it ain't going to bother you and you're going to soar your royal oats till you're ready to get married, it will destroy you. Okay. A lot of men are running around my age, not married, don't have a wife, don't have children, about to hit the wall because they threw away their blessing, because they yielded to their ego, to their lust, and they exploited that young woman instead of loving her and marrying her. Okay? All right? And look, it's hard. Look, I'm gonna be honest. We're human, right? We have desire for each other. But it's right we wait for marriage. Okay? No man should be able to touch you until he's your husband. You're right, J10. Okay? And if we live that way, it would be tougher, right? But we'd be so much better off. We'd be better as men. We got to be held accountable as men. I'm going to be honest. Okay? If a man ain't willing to marry you, he has no right to touch you. Ladies, let that, and I'm honest. I'm being truthful. Okay? And I know, ladies, you develop a bond with the man you're dating, and you have love for him. You do things together. You connect, right? But if he's trying to push the physical before marriage, he's wrong. Okay? And I know it's not popular. I know most people don't wait till marriage, but we'd be better off if we did. We really would. And look, I know men and women of all races that have waited for marriage. Okay? And that's the right thing to do. Okay? You can love each other without being physical. You can. I remember when I was dating my wife, I had a desire to touch her. I'm not going to lie. But I knew that I wasn't supposed to touch her till marriage. But I still loved her. I loved being with her. I loved doing things with her. And you know what? The beautiful thing is when you have true love and you become a husband and wife, the sexual relations is a blessing. But you do it out of marriage, it's a sin. It's a curse. And I know a lot of people probably like, oh, okay, I can't listen to Roadrunner. He's not making sense. No, I'm making perfect sense. But seriously, okay? We need to value the women that we're in a relationship, the women we date, the women we marry, regardless of race. Okay? And look, you shouldn't go to the bedroom with a woman that you're not willing to marry. Okay? And guys, you gotta ask yourself, do you want to marry this woman and spend the rest of your life with her? If the answer is no, you don't touch her. You leave her alone. I'm just saying. Okay? And there are women out there too that will have sexual relationships before marriage. Don't do it. Okay? Anyway. Okay. I'm going to show this video. Okay? And when it comes to race relationships, I'm not just talking about dating and marriage. When it comes to black and white people getting along, okay? And here's the thing. In my friendship circle within my family, um, I have black people in my family in my friendship circle. I love black people. I do. Okay? And people say, well, you don't like black men because you talk all this. No, it's not that at all. I'm critical of men because men have dropped the ball in society. And it's not just black men, it's white men, Asian men, Hispanic. We need to do better. Okay? Our marriage rates are going down across the board, and it's not good. Okay? We're not treating the women in our lives right. We're exploiting women to fulfill our ego, our lustful desire, and it needs to stop. our society is going to continue to deteriorate. Okay, we can sit back and blame women and act like we're innocent, but the truth is, us as men need to do better. Okay. What's this clown saying? White men kill most black women they date. That is a lie, sir or ma'am. Okay. When it comes to black femicide, 93% of the perpetrators that unalive black women are black men. About 7% are white men / non-black, Hispanic, Asian. Okay, so what you're saying is a damn lie. Okay, white men ain't going around unaliving black women. Okay, that's propaganda. And a lot of these jokers that push forward swirling gone wrong or divestment gone wrong, they only show when a white man does an evil act. They never show when a black man does. So you're full of shit. You're a damn liar. 93% of black femicide is committed by black men. 93%. Okay? All right? That's not white supremacy. Okay? All right? You don't support white supremacy, neither do I. I don't support black supremacy either. You black supremacist piece of garbage. You need to disappear. Okay? It's not us against them. And when it is, we'll destroy ourselves if that's what you want. Okay? And you black supremacist FBA moron, okay, you're no better than the Klan. You're just a black version of it. So, goodbye. Disappear. Okay? All right. All right, these trolls are coming out. Okay? Listen, you can't call out white supremacy if you don't call out black supremacy. Because one cannot exist without the other. I'm just saying. It can't. Okay? We got to love each other. And here's the thing. And here's the thing. We gotta come together. We got to look at each other as human beings. Okay? And we got to look at each other as equal. Okay? I know that might be hard. Okay? I know there's sinful things white men did. I get it. Okay? But there's no slave owners alive today. Okay? All right? But we got to move forward. We got to love each other. Okay? Okay. Sorry. I want to show this video.
And it's going to be a controversial.
This young lady puts it out there. Okay? And I stand behind her. Why interracial dating is bad? Commented below. Listen what she has to say.
Oh, can I say something that's going to be a controversial take? But hey, what don't I say that's not controversial? Why is everybody so pressed about dating like interracially? Why does it have to be white people date your kind, black people date your kind? Like, look how that sounds, your kind. Y'all, we are not back in the old days where we're getting segregated. What the fuck is wrong with everybody? You know what I wish on this world? I wish everybody was mixed so we can stop with this fucking racism bullshit. It's annoying as fuck. And you know the reason why I say this? Because I've been looking down my timeline and even seeing people out dating. I've been seeing a lot of beautiful black women dating white boys and they're fucking married or they're flourishing or they're happy or they're whatever. Then I see black men dating Asians and white and they're happy. What's wrong with that? If you want to, black wants to date black, I don't care. I think that's beautiful. Black love, baby, black love. But if people want to date outside of that, what is wrong with that? Why do they got to be you don't care about your It's like, what is that? Why is everybody like this? We make issues out of nothing.
You know what? And I believe like she is. And here's the thing. If we could end racism, I would dilute my whiteness and procreate and we just all be mixed. If that would get rid of racism, I'm all for it. Okay? Because this stupid bullshit of us against them, okay, it's not solving a damn thing. Okay? It just further pushing self-destruction. Okay? And let me tell you, what I've been seeing on the internet is fucking disgusting. Okay? And let's talk about the Carmela Anthony Austin Metcalf thing. Okay? They've taken a tragedy and put race into it. Okay, it's a black kid and a white kid. Okay, it was a tragedy. One kid is unalived, will never come home. The other kid's going to face prison forever. And I looked at this situation. I tried to put myself in both sides of the fence, in the shoes, without picking us against them, without going and gravitating to someone because they're the same race. Okay? And look, I haven't really looked at the evidence, and see, well, do I think he committed unaliving or self-defense? Okay, but I listened to both sides. Okay, and I come to two conclusions. Now, if he was pushed and he decided to ram a knife through the other kid's heart, he's wrong. Now, if the other way, if he was beaten to a pulp and the kid wouldn't stop and he pulled the knife to stop him, okay, that's self-defense. One way is self-defense, one way is not. Okay? Can we as people look at it without putting race? Because I'm telling you, if it was two black kids or two white kids, nobody would give a damn. Okay? Now, with that being said, most black people I'm around and white people, we're not caught up in that BS. Okay? I think that's just propaganda to separate us, to stir emotions, to get black and white people on edge and, against each other. It's crap. Okay? The thing that disturbs me about that whole case, it's not what black people think or white people think that bothers me. Okay? It's people that choose race without doing their research. It's people that get emotional and want to attack others that have nothing to do with this case. Okay? Nobody's going to win in this situation. Okay? And my problem is not what people think. It's the hatred back and forth. It's the racist garbage back and forth. It's the us against them. But my thing is if we would all become mixed race, I would push the button on that in a heartbeat. Because here's the thing. I don't stand with people because they're white, because they look like me. Okay? I stand with people I love that love me back. And I've heard what this lady was saying. Date your own kind. I've been told my whole life because I love black women. Date your own kind. You know what? Be with your own kind. Well, I am with my own kind. My own kind is people that have love in their heart, that accept each other for who they are, what's in their heart, not what their outer appearance is. That's my kind. And my kind will look like me, and some will not look like me. But I wish the media would stop trying to promote us against them. I'm tired of that. I don't care if you're on the right and left. We got to love each other. If you're black or white, we got to love each other. Or we're going to destroy each other. Okay? Revenge never fulfills a damn thing except your own destruction. Okay? All right, sorry, I had to vent on that because I'm tired of seeing people hating on each other because they're different skin tone. We're all human beings. Come on, people. Okay. But I agree with her. Okay. Now, some people say interracial relationships are wrong. Oh, God says do not intermix. That's a damn lie. Moses had a black wife. There have been interracial marriages God approved of within the Bible. It says when you're born again, you're born in the family of God. It don't matter whether you're Jew or Gentile, rich or poor, black or white. When you're born in the family of God, we're in the same family. And it's okay to marry somebody of the same faith. It don't matter if they're black, white, Chinese. That don't matter. God don't care about that. He cares about people's hearts. Okay, and this next video, this young lady, okay, and she does like a skit, back and forth with herself, talking about that thing. Okay, because some people will go in the Bible and say, well, God told the Jews to stay away from other groups of people, and that's because they were a different race. No, it's not. It's because they were idol worshippers. They weren't worshiping God. And God wanted his people to be equally yoked with believers. It wasn't a racial thing, it was a believer thing. But anyway, let's put this up here.
How do you figure?
Okay, let me turn it up.
Interracial marriage is a thing. Just how do you figure? Well, God says in the Bible many times that you shall not intermarry with other tribes. Did you keep reading? Did you keep reading? But know that every time the Lord makes that command, whether that's in Deuteronomy 7, Joshua 23, 1 Kings 11, Ezra 9, or Nehemiah 13, he follows it up by saying, because they will turn your hearts away from me to other gods, or because they are idol worshippers, which is in direct conflict of the first commandment, you shall have no other gods before me. Yeah, it's actually about being unequally yoked with unbelievers and nothing to do with race whatsoever. Because the Bible is very clear that marriage is to be faith-based and not race-based. So I still don't like it. Yeah, that sounds like a you problem.
Exactly. Okay. And you're right, Jennifer. Noah's children are interracially married. They weren't. If you look at the Bible and how man populated the earth after the flood, if you study the Bible, you know which one of Noah's sons you came from, right? Okay, Shem. Okay, Middle Eastern man, the Jews, descendants of Shem, right? Ham. Uh, People in Africa and Egypt are descendants of Ham. The Europeans, Japheth was the father of the Europeans, and I think the Asians too. Okay, but you can trace that. Now, if we're mixed race, you're descendants of two or all three of the sons. But all three of the sons had the same mother and father. Did you know that? Okay. And here's the thing, we're human beings. We're not different. We look different, yeah. Black people have more melanin, more pigmentation, they're darker. European people are more lighter. People in the Middle East and Asia in between. Okay, but we came from the same mother and father, Noah and his wife. We're all sons of Noah. Okay? Though we're human beings, we're not different species. We can procreate with each other. Okay? And the thing of it is, when I study the scripture, God's telling us that we need to love each other and come together in Christ, come together in marriage. Okay? If you study Christianity, it's not segregation, it's bringing us all together. You preach the word to all people. Okay? You give uh, the gospel to everybody, not just people that look like you. Now, we've had segregated churches. Why? We have pro black churches, pro white churches. We have pro gay churches. We have pro. Are we following the Bible? Okay. When we serve God, we keep the world out of it. Okay. We keep our biases out. We throw out our bad thoughts and we come and serve God. Serve God, to make us better, to make us see how we need to serve God. But when we bring our worldliness in, we're just bringing our evilness into the church. And it's not Jesus' fault, it's our fault because we don't serve God like we should. But anyway, don't let me get preaching. But here's the thing. It's okay to marry, if you're a white guy, to marry a black woman, Asian woman, Hispanic, and if you're a black man, you can marry whoever you want. Okay? The thing of it is you do it for the right reasons. You do it according to God. You marry that woman because you love her, not because you're boosting your ego, not because of lust. You do it because that's who you love and who you want to spend the rest of your life with. Okay? Let me tell you something. Black women have always been my preference. You know why? It's not that I hate other women. I don't. I think women are beautiful and amazing. I love women of all races. I do. Okay? But when it comes to love and marriage, for me, it's a black woman. It always has been. And you say, well, Roadrunner, why is that? Why couldn't you just fall in love with a woman that was a good woman regardless of color? Okay, I understand that argument. And it has put me in a bind early in my life. But the thing of it is that when it comes to my life of faith, when it comes to women that had the most impact, it was black women. Okay? Okay, and look, I wasn't in a black community, so it wasn't that was who I was around. But when it came to faith, when it came to character, when my father said, and he would lecture me on Bible scripture on finding a good wife, black women fit that description. And this comes from black women that I had relationships with, black women within my church. And look, and I find it funny because I was watching a documentary on Martin Luther King, right? And it stuck in my head. He said, "You know what? The most segregated day is Sunday." And I guess down south and back in the day there was segregation, white churches, black churches, which a Christian church should never be segregated anyway. We're about saving souls. We're not about coming together based on color. Okay? But when he said that, I looked at my life, and my life is the opposite. When I had more interaction with black people was actually at church, was actually in a place of God. And nobody told me it was wrong to have love for other people. I fell in love with black women because of the love that I've been shown, because of the character black women have. And I'm not saying other women don't have character, they do, but I'm just saying in my life. Okay? And when my father asked me, why do you like black women? I told him. I said, you told me about the virtuous woman, and I named black women in our church and their character. And at the time I was dating this black woman that was very smart, that actually improved my grade. That's what I want. That's the virtuous woman. That's who you told me to marry. And I was 17, I told my father that. He said, son, you never made sense till now. Okay, I understand. And my father never said nothing about it. He never told me I couldn't date outside my race. He never told me it was wrong. He never told me to stay with somebody on my the same skin tone as me. And you know what? It worked out. I got a 32-year marriage. I got a great family. My life has been better than I thought it would be. And I don't deserve anything I got, but I thank God for it. And I thank God for the love that the black woman has shown me. Okay? Don't tell me interracial marriage is wrong. Don't tell me it's wrong to invest in a black woman. I'm telling you. Most people on this earth don't have a love like I have. And the thing of it is I look for what's in the woman's heart, the character, the love. I looked at Bible scripture when it come to the virtuous woman, and I saw the black woman. And I know not every man has my situation. But damn it, if we would just love each other, we'd be better off. If we'd hold people accountable for what they do in their character. And if we get out of our segregated mindset, we'd be better off. But anyway. Okay. Okay. All right, that was a good video. Okay, people, they read Bible scripture and they take out what they want to fit their agenda. When Deuteronomy it said for the Jews to stay away from the other people, it wasn't because of races, because they weren't following God's word. They were idol worshippers. Okay, and God didn't want his people to drift away and worship false gods. It wasn't the race. Okay. Moses had a black wife, and his sister was against it. God gave her leprosy. Okay. So don't ever get in the way of people that love each other. Okay. But anyway, okay.
Racism going on in this house. Oh no, I know ain't no racism.
Okay. Okay, this is a beautiful story, guys. I got to show you this. This is a little white kid that has an attraction to a black woman that's a postal worker, okay, delivering mail, okay. And if you look at this, a lot of white men, okay, and I could relate to this because when I was little, I had love for black. I always thought black women were the most amazing women on the planet. When I was a little boy, I thought that. And I see this video and it hits home. Okay? And look, when you see a white man that truly loves a black woman, that marries a black woman, it starts off a lot of times very young. It's not something you accidentally stumble, oh, I'm dating everybody, but I accidentally fall in love with a black. No. This goes very young. You develop a bond. Okay? I think it's spiritual. I think it's God's will that we come together, different groups of people, and find true love. Okay? But anyway, let me show this video. I love this video.
Going on in this household. This little boy got this crush on his mill lady. And I mean, y'all, he holding the whole conversation better than some grown mothers. Look at this.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I was doing what you wanted me to do. Hold on.
Do you have a package?
No,
Good.
that's good. Never mind, get out my truck. Why is it all in my truck? Okay.
I'm acting like I'm Baby Boss.
Baby Boss?
Yeah, from Christmas. Baby Boss Christmas. Who hates Christmas?
Oh, okay. I never heard of that before. Oh, Boss Baby.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I got you. It is. Be careful. Don't be hitting nobody. Come now.
I
Oh,
don't
Lord.
want to get
Help,
out.
baby. Okay, I'll help you. Come up here.
And I got a new bike.
Yeah, I see you got a new bike. Yeah, this is a nice bike.
And be careful with the tires.
Okay. Ain't gonna lie. I my little bro was about to say we should go get some ice cream. Well, we know what color his first girlfriend gonna be. You can tell he definitely putting on his new shirt.
Okay. I will say, we know what color his first girlfriend's going to be. I think we know what color his wife's going to be. I'm just saying. Anyway, let's continue.
His new shoes when he go out there go get that meal when he see her. She don't even know. You his girlfriend. He probably be at the grocery store with his mama and I'm like, Mommy, can we get Miss Melly some flowers? I love man care. He probably go to school like, yeah, Miss Melly, she drive a car and everything. I want y'all little girls. Anyway, this was a good funny video. I feel like I just wanted to share with y'all.
Okay. Awesome. That's right. Proof racism is taught. It is taught. When we're young, we don't hate people because they're different. We're taught to do that. This young boy, he's so infatuated with this black woman. He's going to end up dating a black woman, marrying a black woman. You watch. And look, when you really feel true love, and this young boy is bonding with this black woman, okay? Now she's like, oh yeah, he's a little boy, it's cute, and she'll talk to him, be nice, but he embraces that. He'll embrace that through his life, and he'll look for a woman just like that uh, black woman letter carrier. He will, because that's what I did. I developed a bond with my babysitter when I was 4 and 5. Oh my God, I thought black women were the most amazing women on earth. Oh my God, I love black women. I always grew up loving black women. And it started early. It started as a child. Nobody told me, hey, you need to date black women. No. I love black women from the get-go. My parents even told me, they said, we knew you were going to marry a black woman before you even knew it. That's true. And why is that? Is it because I thought black women were better? No, it's because I developed a bond with black women. It's because I could see the love, and as I grew up, I could see the character of black women. I could see the loyalty of black women. I could see it. And here's the thing. Black women are so amazing, they don't even know it. Okay? We say black women are the most race loyal. No, black women are the most love loyal. Okay? Black women are mostly around black men, and that's who they're going to love, right? For the most part. But black women that open up their options, and if she loves you, okay, you're going to get that love, that loyalty. Us white men are getting the same black woman that black men get. Okay? The problem is, I think, in my humble opinion, I think black men are spoiled. I think black men are worshipped and uplifted and a lot of them don't see the true beauty in the black woman. Whereas white men, we don't expect that love. We don't expect to be uplifted. And when a black woman loves us, we embrace it. We cherish it. We cling to it. Okay? And not all, but I'm just saying, I think that's why when we come to interracial relationships, the reason black women, white men are finding the success is we appreciate each other. Okay? I've always loved black women. When I was dating, I didn't expect black women to just open up their arms to me. I expected rejection, honestly. I expected that I would have to go through a lot of rejection to find that black woman that loves me. And when a black woman accepted me and showed me love, you don't even know how much I appreciate it. You don't even know how much, I loved it. You don't know how much I thank God for it. Anyway, okay. But that was a good video. Okay? And that little boy, he didn't see anything wrong with her because she's black or because of her hair texture or her skin tone. He thought she was awesome. And he wanted to talk to her. And there was love there, you know? But anyway, okay. I want to show you some things, guys. Okay. And what I'm seeing out there. And why do black women and white men have the strongest relationships, strongest marriages, the lowest divorce rates? Okay. People say, well, that's old data. No, it's not. It's new data too. And actually it's getting even better. So whatever. Okay. But when you're interracially dating, okay, I'm going to talk about the different groups of black women. White men, listen to me. Okay. If you're interested in dating black women, you got to know this stuff. What type of black women are you dealing with? And what are the right type of black women that will accept you, that you should date? And what are the black women to stay away from? Okay? And black women, what are the good white men and the bad white men? I'm going to cover that stuff today. Okay? All right? And this is what I see. Now, am I 100% right? No. But I'm right on a lot of this stuff. Okay? What should I cover first? The white men or black women? Okay. Okay, let's cover the white men first. Okay. All right, this is old slide guys. All right, and this is the three types of white men who date black women. Okay, I call it the three Brad circus. Okay, I came up with this a long time ago, and the different white men that date black women. And black women, you got to be aware of these white men. Okay, though when it comes to interracial marriage, black women, white men have the lowest divorce rates. Okay, but there are corrupt and evil white men out there. Okay, I'm not going to say they're all white men are good. They're not, but there are good and bad white men. Okay, and what you got to look for? What type of white man are you dating, ladies? Think about it as the three Brad circus. All right, one's really bad. The second, it might work, might not. The third is who you want to be with. Okay, when it comes to the three Brad circus, number one is the Dusty Donut. Okay, or the Donut Dusty. Okay, um, and that is a white man that's looking for a good time. He's all about the party. He's all about having a good time. And he wants to be with the black woman. Why? To have fun with the black woman, to experience the black woman, to fulfill his desire with the black woman. Okay? And it's usually short lived. 98% of the time don't lead to nothing except the sexual experience. And that's really all the Donut Dusty really wants. Okay? That's number one. Number two is the fence riding swirler. Okay? This is the white man that loves black women, likes being in a relationship with black women, but he's afraid to be in that relationship. He's the fence rider. He don't know if he wants to be with her or not. He does, but he's afraid. Okay, this is the guy. He's really timid. Okay, and his heart's not all in. Can it work with the fence rider? It can. Maybe with a lot of love, maybe he'll get some character. Maybe he'll rise up and do the right thing. Then again, maybe not. Most of the time, he don't. Okay? He just swirling. He loves black women, but he's afraid to be with a black woman. Okay? Sad. And then number three, you got and this is the white man that black women should, date and marry. This is what we call the investor. Okay, this white man, he loves black women, and he ain't afraid of nobody. He will give everything to be with the black woman. He will forsake his family, his friends. He will forsake everything to be with the black woman because he loves the black woman. He's looking for the black woman to be his wife. He is the investor. He is the white man that gives it his all. He gives everything because he wants everything. He's all in it for love and marriage. Okay? And a lot of times the investor, it don't necessarily mean he's rich, but the investor has character. And many times the investor will become successful if he's not already. A lot of times the investor, the black woman will uplift the investor, make him better than he ever thought he would be. And then in turn, he'll return the favor and make her better. Okay? And ladies, you got to look out for these three Brads. This is a 3 Brad circus. You don't want the Dusty Donut or the Donut Dusty. He's just looking for a good time. You don't want the fence rider because you don't know what you're going to get. You might win, you might not. Okay? The investor, he's all in. He's going to be with you no matter what. He will give everything. He's like the Richard Loving. It didn't matter that people didn't give him a job. It didn't matter that they treated him like crap. It didn't matter. He had to struggle through poverty and get whatever job he could. He did it to be with his black wife. That's an investor, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So you got to look at this. Okay? You don't want a good time swirler. You want an investor. You want somebody that's all in, that loves you. Okay? And look, there are white men that love black women that would give everything to be with a black woman. That will forsake his family, his friends, everything. Okay? And that was my attitude when I opened up my options. Nobody was going to stop me from being with a black woman, except the black woman. Now, if she didn't want to be with me, well, nothing you could do. But if a black woman showed me love and accepted me, I'm in. I'm all in. And nobody's going to stop that. But that's an investor. Okay? I opened up my options straight out the gate. I didn't care what people thought. I want to be with the woman I love. I want to be with the woman that I seen as the virtuous woman. I wanted to be with the woman that God said was more valuable than rubies and precious stones. I wanted to be with a woman that would love me no matter what. Who fit that description? In my life, it was a black woman. But maybe that's not your story, and that's okay. But us as men, we need to do right towards women. Okay. All right. Now, enough of that. Now, I'm going to go into categories. Okay. And you might laugh at this stuff and it might offend you. Okay. My intention is not to offend nobody. My intention is to tell the truth and to illustrate it in a certain way. Okay. Ladies, what you got to watch out for, okay, is the Dusty Dumpling Boys. And who are they? Okay. I call these guys the Dusty Dumpling Boys. Okay. It's a funny cartoon. You see them, they're dirty and acting goofy. All right. But a Dusty can come in all shapes and colors. Okay. The Dusty Dumpling is all about himself. Okay. He will exploit women. He will do whatever it takes to get what he wants. Okay. And he don't care who he hurts along the way. Okay. These are the Dusty Dumpling Boys. Okay. And 98% of the time, you'll never have a relationship with these guys. Now, unless they change, God changes them, anything's possible, right? But you don't want to end up with these guys. Okay? They don't respect women. They really don't respect themselves. They're just dusty. They're looking for self gratification, short term. They're not looking for a true relationship. Okay? Those are the Dusty Dumpling Boys. Okay? And they come in all colors. Beware, ladies. Okay? Just because statistically black women do better with white men than black men or other types of non-black, don't just go with that. You got to vet who you're. And more important than vetting is uphold your standards. Okay? Because if you ask a man what he wants, he wants to be married, have a family, he can tell you all that till the cows come home. That does not mean that's what he wants. He might be telling you what you want to hear, to get in a physical relationship with you. Okay? But if you hold your standards, okay, and the physical part is the last part of love, and he's got to prove he loves you before you go there, okay, you'll eliminate a lot of Dusties, because Dusties always only look for self-gratification. Dusties only look for love or lust. Dusties only look for a good time. Okay? But your standards will show their true colors. Okay? Vet, but I can vet somebody and they tell me everything that I want to hear and I think they're great and find out they're garbage. They just lied. Okay? But hold your standards. That's the key. Okay. Okay, I went after the different white guys. Ladies, there are white men that will fetishize you, that will lust after you. Okay, be aware. Now, I know us white men, we get the label of fetishizer, like no other man can do it. In my humble opinion, black men do a lot more than white men. They just don't get called out for it. But, okay. But any man can fetishize you. Okay? You don't want to be objectified. You don't want to be looked at as an object. I get it. You want to truly be loved. And you should be. Okay? But beware. Don't think that only white men can do it. Because I see Umar Johnson fetishizing black women all day and all night. He never married any of the women he impregnated. But, you know, I'll be called a fetishizer a lot more than he is because I'm a white man. But I'm married to my wife. I invested in the black woman. I provided for the black woman. But, okay, whatever. Okay. I'm just saying. But anyway, now the different types of white guys that I see, okay? Okay? The donut dusty, the one that's just out for a good time. The fence rider, he don't know what he wants. Okay? And he might not be able to stand up for you because he's afraid of what people will think being with a black woman. But the investor is solid. He stands his ground. The investor stands on that foundation. He loves the black woman. He don't care what his mom, his dad, his cousins say, his so-called friends. He'll kick them to the curb in a freaking heartbeat. That's the investor. Because he sees the true value. He sees the blessing in the black woman. Okay? All right. Now, let me show you some more slides. I got another video I want to show you. Okay? Now, what are the different types of black women? Okay, white men. I'm talking to you. Non-black men. Okay, you're going to open up your options to black women. Which are the right type of black women to date? And ladies, you can help me out with that. Okay? I can't speak for all black women. This is just my opinion. Okay? Now, this slide I'm going to show, I was looking for the slide I had of the pro-black woman, but I got the pro-pan pick-me. Okay? But this slide, okay, this is called the pro-pan hotep pick-me. Okay? Let's just say pro-black woman. She might not be a hotep or, but the pro-black woman, okay, is conditioned to be with the black man, to protect the black man, to compete for the black man, okay, to worship the black man, to put the black man first, okay. Now you might say, okay, well, Roadrunner, why are you bringing this woman up? This woman won't date a white man. Well, no, that ain't true, because pro-black women will have relationships with white men. They've been doing it for centuries. Don't kid yourself, okay? Even though they might want to be with a black man, eventually they'll mess with a white man, okay? They'll hate you in public but love you behind the wall. It's kind of like a Becky, right? She'll fulfill her lust with a black man but end up marrying a white man. Same thing. It goes back and forth, right? It happens. Beware of that. Don't think, pro-black women ain't going to mess with you. They're just going to hate you. You'd be safer if they did, okay? But, pro-black, pro-white people, a lot of times they move with lust. I'm just saying, okay? Look, and I've dated interracially since 1985, okay? I've been married since 94. Okay. And I've dated pro-black women and it was a disaster and I don't recommend it. Because really it wasn't a solid relationship. It wasn't really built on love. It's mostly lust and the here and now and a lot of guilt and a lot of hate. It's just like a love and hate relationship. And that's why I tell people, I tell white men, don't date pro-black women. And I'm not talking about black women that love black people because I love black people. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about where they're so pro-black they're anti-white. They might hate you, but they will lust after you. And just same thing as white supremacists will lust after black women. It goes both ways. Okay? No. You don't want in that relationship. It will be toxic. It will be more of a trauma bonding experience. Okay, you want somebody that accepts you for who you are, that judges you for what you do, not what your ancestors did, but what you do. Okay, and if you can't find a black woman that holds you accountable for what you did, and she holds you accountable for what white people did, leave her alone. Okay, that ain't going to work. Okay, but anyway, okay, but the pro-black woman, okay, there are pro-black women that just hate you, will not deal with you at all. But there are some that will have a relationship with you, believe it or not. Okay, but anyway, okay, all right. Now that's the type of black woman you don't want to really be with the pro-black because they're so pro-black they're anti-white, kind of like the pro-whites that love themselves so much and think they're superior and hate black people. Same thing, just different color arrangement. Okay. All right. Now another type of black women. Okay. This here is the black woman empowerment. Okay, these are black women that want to do better, that want to improve, move up with education, and you'll see them online. Black women empowerment, right? And I think that's a good thing. Wanting to do better, empower themselves. Now the BWE, they'll date interracially. Some will, some won't. Okay, because they're BWE don't mean they're swirlers, and it don't mean they're race loyal. They could be either or. They're just empowering black women. Okay, and this is where you get a high quality of black women. They're striving to do better. They're empowering themselves, and they encourage others to be empowered. Okay, and like I said, when it comes to black women, if you find a black woman that loves you, you're blessed. Okay, when it comes to dating and marriage, us white men are getting the same black woman that the black man gets. The woman that's loving, that's loyal, that's nurturing, the woman that's emotional, spiritual, okay? That's the beautiful thing about a black woman. But the thing of it is, to find true love with a black woman, you have to have a pure heart. You got to be willing to give her everything. And if you can't, how do you expect her to give you everything? But if you do, you'll be blessed. Okay? But this is the group of black women. They might interracially date, they might not. BWE. Okay? I think it's a beautiful thing. Ladies, empower yourselves. Okay. Now, the next group of women, okay, get a bad rap. The next group of women are hated so much, especially by black men, the black community, okay? But with these women, in my opinion, okay, are the best women to date and marry, if they'll have you, okay? And I know there are people that won't agree with me. There are people that say, you're right, Roadrunner. Oh my God. Thank you. And who is this group of women? Okay. Now, this group of women, it don't necessarily mean they're looking for a white man or a non-black man. They're just looking to heal. Okay. They're looking to get out of a situation, change their culture, change their neighborhood, the way they move. Okay, a lot of times it's for healing, for safety. Okay. And can you guess what this group is? Okay. And when I started my channel, people said, "Oh, stay away from this group, Roadrunner. They're just hating on black men. They're not really swirlers and this and that." Okay, but this group of women I back the most. Okay. And I've received hate for it, but I don't care. Okay. All right, divested black women. Okay. And these women, they get, attacked for divesting. They get attacked because they don't like black men and this and that. And they get attacked for dating white men, which not all divested women date white men. It's a lot of times it's for them healing. It's for them, divesting from the culture, from the community, from their situation to find safety, to find love. That is different from what they experienced in their life. Okay? Is that a bad thing? No, I don't think so at all. Okay? And let me go over divestment. Okay? Now, what is this? And this is my humble opinion. I'm not a divester. I can't be. I'm not a black woman. Okay? But divesting from the community, the culture, a mindset. Divesting to a safe place to heal and a new start. Divesting to put herself and other black women first. Divestment is not about interracial dating or marriage, but it can lead to interracial relationships. It can lead to an interracial marriage. A lot of times it does, but that's not what it's designed to do. Number five, black women divest for safety, healing, self-love, and respect. Number 6, black women are a true, beautiful treasure and deserve our love and respect. I support divestment 100% and encourage black women to put themselves first. Okay? Now, I don't know what people's opinion are on this, but I support divestment 1,000%. Okay? I promote black women being in a safe place and being where they feel safe, where they can heal, and be in a community where they want to be. And it might not be the black community. So freaking what? And people will say, Roadrunner, okay, you promote divestment. What if white women divested from you? I say, great. I support that too. Okay? But women deserve to have what they want. Okay? And if they want to leave the community, the culture, and they want to divest, to heal, to self-improve, and later on find true love, how can you not support it? Unless you're a big egomaniac and only love women that worship you, then you won't support divestment. And look, I love black women, okay? Whether they're divested, BWE, pro-black, I love black women. Whether they love me or not, that don't matter. I see the beauty and character in black women, okay? I can deviate, I can see that. I can see the true blessing. And look, if I was a young man and single, I would seek out divested women. Why? Number one, she's left to heal and uplift and find a new start. With a true divested woman, you don't have to worry about her feeling guilty for dating you. With a true divested woman, you don't have to worry about her feeling guilty because you're a white man. And when you're dealing with a divested woman, you don't have to worry about her feeling guilty because of what your ancestors might have did. Divested black women are the most down-to-earth women. The true divestors. I'm not talking about The black women that say, oh, that's cool, that's a good fad, I'll join that. No, I'm talking about the true divestors. Okay? But the thing you don't have to worry about her is her feeling guilty for loving you. Her feeling guilty because of what happened in 1846. You don't have to worry about that with divested black women. Okay? And look, those that hate divested black women, just stop. Why do black women divest? It's because of their environment, it's because of how they've been treated, it's because of what they went through. Okay? You cannot blame a black woman for divesting. Sorry. Anyway, I'm going to get hate for that. I don't care. Ladies, go where you're loved, accepted, and celebrated. If you got to divest out of your community, do it, ladies. Put yourself first. And don't worry about what people think. Most divested women actually move in stealth mode. They'll just do it because they'll get hate and might get attacked for being a divester because they're so hated. But they're probably the strongest group and the women with the most character. I'm just saying. Hate me if you want to. 9 out of 10 of black women's socially manipulated slave movies every 3 years like clockwork. And they turn into zombies. But no one says anything. Be looking all sad. But can't. What's that, wrong oil in the vehicle? What's that mean? Okay. But I support divestment. I do. And look, it's a woman's choice who they want to be with anyway. And if a black woman wants to live in the white community or Chinatown and she feels safer, let her do it. Who are we to tell her? You know? And if the white woman wants to go be with black men, hey, I support you. I love you for, doing what you want to do. But anyway. The black woman putting the wrong oil in the machine. Okay. But anyway, that's divestment. Okay? That's BWE. And if you get with these women, they're about black women empowerment. It's a beautiful thing. Divestment. They're looking to heal and improve and level up. Okay? These are the black women that us as white men can find a good wife in these two groups. Okay? We can. All right? The pro-black woman, you're rolling the dice and taking yeah. That's not a good idea. Okay? But that's positive things that black women are doing. Black women empower. Okay, you're trying to empower yourself. That's great. Divestment. You're seeking the heal and safety and putting yourself first. All women should do that. Why would you hate divestment? Oh, because she don't worship the black man. I mean, that's the only thing that I see people are saying. But it's a woman's choice who she wants to be with. And if you don't want to be with a man, let her divest the safety to heal, to improve. Anyway. Okay. All right. All right. Should I go in this next part? Okay, I want to make some people mad, but this is an observation. Okay. And this is what white women are doing that open up their options. And let me make this disclaimer. Okay. I promote white women and black men getting together and finding love in marriage. I think it's a beautiful thing also. Okay. I think, they should do it. Okay. My advice to black men is, you know what? If you want a successful relationship with a white woman, go for a traditional conservative white woman. If you can find that, you're better off. Do not go for the liberal white woman because she's going to try to control you. She's going to try to be the center of everything. And she comes from a place of hate. A lot of times, the white woman is the most controlling. The liberal white woman is the most controlling person in the white community. She's just nuts a lot of times. And look, even liberal white men don't want to be with the liberal white woman. Okay, and a lot of times she's a feminist, and there are black women that are feminists, but it's different feminism. Okay, the white woman feminism just hates men and just wants to destroy men, get away from men, and sometimes they'll go to women. The black woman feminist is more, from what I've seen, is more she wants equal pay and an equal thing going on. So and she don't hate men. She just maybe thinks there's an imbalance. That's what, in my humble opinion, I've seen. Okay, but black men, you want a successful marriage with a white woman, get a traditional white woman. Be traditional yourself. Okay, that's my advice, and I'm showing love tonight. Okay, and look, because statistically, in your community, you're losing on marriage, and the out of wedlock birth rate is sky high. Okay, but if you're going to open up your options, I support it, but do it the right way. Um. Okay. All right. But stay away from these women. My advice to black men: stay away from the Queen of Spades. They're fetishizers. They're trailer park weirdos. Okay, and here's the thing: I'm all for interracial relationships. Okay, and my advice to white women is: if you love black men, show respect, because you're really disrespecting yourself. Black men, you're making it look like you're hooking up for a fetish, for a lustful desire. Now, is that what you want? I mean, us white men, we take the blame for being fetishizers, but we're not marking our bodies to show we love black women. We're not acting crazy. We're not coming out fetishizing, which we get blamed for. But our marriages last because we come with true love and respect for the black woman. This ain't showing respect to black men. This is showing your ass. Okay? And these women, they will get tattoos marking themselves to show they sexually desire black men. And I don't know. That's disgusting. But anyway, but that's the swirl world. Okay? And what I find with black women, white men, and we're coming together, we're doing it more professionally. We're doing it more strategic. Okay? And us as white men, when we get with a black woman, we're all in. Okay? And ladies, when you find an investor, you don't have to worry about his mom saying something racist or a family member because he'll put them in check and he'll kick them to the curb. And they're not going to do that. My family never disrespected my wife. Well, number one, they're not like that. They're loving people. They see people as people. But if they did, they would get kicked to the curb and, you know. But anyway, okay. But seriously, don't go for the Becky Spade, black man. Go for the traditional white woman. If you could pull her, you'll probably have a chance, okay? A lot better than, going into lust and fetishizing. Becky Spade, she just wants that sexual relationship. And it probably won't last. But Do what you want. Okay. Now, okay, here's the thing. Okay. Ladies, black women, you need to do your research. Don't get caught up in the propaganda, the emotions. Okay. Believe it or not, white men, marriages with black women, white men are the most successful. Okay. And I know white men are vilified, but you get to know that man. And if he truly loves you, you're set for life. He might not be the richest, but he'll always take care of you. He'll always put you first. You know, he'll lay down his life for you. Okay. And, you know, it's crazy. Black women, white men, the relationships, the marriages are the most rare. Okay. But they're the most successful. Think about that. And why do black women and white men marriages work? You think because of the racial thing it would be a disaster, but it's not. Why does it work? Think about it. The black woman and white men are the leaders in the community. They're the ones that people depend on to make things happen. And when both people are working for each other, I don't know, and showing each other love, they tend to appreciate it more. I know when I was dating, you know, there were a number of black women that were amazed that I paid for the date. There were black women that were thankful I paid. And I'm like, what is this? I'm getting praised for the bare minimum. Where when they dated the men in their community, they had to pay half or come up with some of the money for the dinner and the date, where I paid it all. But I was raised that way. If my father knew that I went on a date and the woman paid half, he'd beat the crap out of me. It just wasn't acceptable. That's how we were raised. What does this guy offer the community of a BW? Trauma bonded control, false sense of security. Okay. And here's my thing, you shouldn't have to trauma bond. When you're in a relationship, you should be happy, you should feel love. Relationships both should benefit, especially a marriage. You should both feel safe, feel secure. You should both feel love and happiness. Okay? And it's about protection. Yes, us men, we're supposed to protect the women. But you know, women protect us too. You say, Roadrunner, what are you talking about? You don't have a woman protect? No, I'm not talking about physical. I'm talking about mentally, emotionally, spiritually. My wife showing me love and embracing me, it energizes me. It makes me happy. It makes me confident. It makes me work harder to bring more wealth in the family, to strive to do better. And that's protection in itself. Having a woman that loves you is protection. It keeps you straight. It keeps you on your path. It keeps you, and it uplifts you to do more for your wife. It's like two positives coming together, and the energy just keeps getting stronger and stronger, and you keep uplifting each other, and you just keep becoming better, loving each other more, and it just anyway. People say, Roadrunner, what are you talking about? But if you live my life, oh my God, you understand. Okay. But white men, listen to me. If you want to date black women, you can. There are black women that will love you, that will be happy to be in a relationship with you. Don't believe these pro-black wackos that say it's black men or nothing. I would live in poverty and eat dirt and live in a porta potty for the black man. Okay, fine, let them do that. Okay, but there are other black women that want to be loved, that see value in a man's character and not value in his skin color. Okay, there are black women that see you for who you are, that will judge you accordingly. You show them love and respect, you'll get it back. There are black women out there, okay, that will love you. And there are black women out there that see the qualities of white men that work hard and do, the best they can with what they got. Okay? I'm not saying all men, there are men in all groups that do that too. Okay? I don't want people, getting upset with me. I don't care if they do. Okay. Now, let's talk about interracial dating. There's something that, and I'm kind of getting off topic on the subject a little bit, but there's something that I've seen that is kind of similar to all groups. Okay, when you talk about black women dating white men, and there's black men that say they don't want the reach back. They call it the reach back. I guess the black woman that dates a white man and tries to go back to the black man, the reach back. Oh, okay. And there's black women that say they will not date a black man that dates white women. And I kind of understand that. Okay. Believe me, I do. But there's a thing in the white community. Okay. And I call it the Becky return policy. Okay. And I think every racial group has this thing, an unwritten rule, right? And due to what I found, my research, I call it the Becky return policy. And I understand it more now that I looked into it, because I always thought, okay, and I was never into white women, right? I never was. I know people think it's weird. And back when I was dating, the best thing a white woman can do for me is show me where the black women are. That's the best thing. And that's how I felt, right? Now that I'm married, I'm with one woman, my wife, so none of this matters. But back in the day when I was dating, it was black women or nothing. Okay. But anyway, all right, let me put this up here. This is the Becky return policy. And black men got the same thing. They call it the reach back, right? They don't want black women coming back that have been with white men. But I call BS on that, because I think they'll accept the black woman. But white men don't. They tend not to. Okay, the Becky return policy. Most white men don't want to date or marry white women who have past relationships with black men. Okay? Number 2, white men believe that white women that have relationships with black men first believe that black men are their true love. Okay? Number 3, white women returning to the white community after a failed relationship with a black man struggle with hurt, pain, and trouble readjusting. And her biracial children also struggle. Okay? Number 4, many times white women get the same black man with worse results than black women. Okay, that's the Becky return policy. And let me explain. Most white men do not want to date white women that have been with black men. Okay? But on the flip side, white men that date black women don't care that the black woman's been with a black man. And a lot of times they don't care how many black men the black woman's been with. If he's into her, she's in. And even if she's got black children, he'll adopt her black children. But he won't accept a Becky that's been with a black man. And I've kind of wondered, why is that? And my thinking, I was like, okay, you were in a relationship, it didn't work. Now she loves you. But a lot of white men feel that because, a woman who she goes with first is her true love. And I think that's most of the time. And I would say, too, to white women, don't date white men that have been with black women either. I believe that because this is where their heart is. And look, us white men, look, that are in the black woman, we're not coming back. We're not. Once we experience the love of a black woman, we belong to the black woman. It just is what it is. Now, you get a Travis Kelce chasing a bag, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's an exception to the rule. But you know that Becky return policy is real. And I know some people can get hurt by it. And, it is what it is. But a lot of white women, when they open up their options, they usually do it in hate and spite towards white men. So I can understand why white men are like, oh no, you showed us hate. You went over there. Now you want to come? Oh no, But a black woman that's been with black men, well, that's what black women do. So we're okay with that. Oh, you got black kids? Well, you're a black man. Okay, come on over. And the thing of it is a white man will accept a black woman and her black children that more so than a white woman with biracial children. That is the truth. That is a fact. Now, there's always an exception to the rule. There are some white men that will marry a white woman that's been with black men. Okay, I'm not saying it don't happen, but for the most part, it doesn't. Okay? And why do I bring this up? Okay? All right, and there's a video I want to show you. Okay? And this is an Asian woman that has 6 kids by a black man or black men. I don't know if it's from one or different ones. I don't care. But she's getting the Becky return policy. Okay? But she's thinking about opening up her options to a white man. Okay, let me play the video real quick.
I think I'm finna go date me.
Okay. Now this woman, she has biracial kids by a black man or black men. You could go watch her channel. But anyway, let's hear what she has to say.
I think I'm finna go date me a white man. Cause y'all black men don't do right sometimes. Just gonna step out my comfort zone and date me a white man. White men love them an Asian woman. They love them an Asian woman. Where the white man at?
Wow. Okay, this Asian woman has biracial children from a black man or black men. Okay, now looking at her, she's attractive. She's not ugly. Okay, but here's the thing: white men ain't going to go for you, young lady. Okay, and I don't mean to be mean. Most won't, because you got 6 kids, biracial kids. They know you're into the black man, so they're not going to be the second place dude, if you know what I mean. Okay, Asian men ain't going to go for her because they don't want biracial children, and they don't want to be second place. Okay, and maybe she'll truly love that white man and just happens to have biracial kids. I don't know. But the way they're going to look at it, okay, you have 6 kids by the black man. Why should I take you in? And 2, and plus, because of the propaganda and her accent, they say, well, she acts black. She's got, some people have a problem with that. But why does she want a white man now when you have biracial children with a black man? That's a red flag anyway. Now you're going to try to get a white man? Maybe your black women friends said, hey, maybe I'll go get a white guy. I don't know, but she's going to get the Becky return policy. Okay. Not saying she can't date a white man, but yeah, I just don't think so. White men are obsessed with. They are. A lot of white men are. Look, I know a lot of white men that love Asian women. They're just. And there's nothing wrong with loving Asian women as long as it's not a sexual lust thing going on. If that's who you find to be the best for you, that's cool. What's that? I don't like white men who act black. Yeah, I don't either. I don't. But here's the thing, J10. On the flip side, if a black woman acts white, I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't have a problem. And it's crazy because a lot of black women don't like white men that act black, right? But a lot of white men, a lot of times, find it attractive that a black woman, has like a Valley Girl accent. I don't know what it is, but they find it. Look, I found it attractive back in the day. Even if it was fake. I don't know. Maybe we're weird that way. But it wasn't a lust thing. It was just different. Like I found black women with an English accent like attractive because it was out of the ordinary. But anyway, but maybe it's because it's a natural thing because of their environment. But white men acting black to try to impress black women, yeah, I understand how that can be an issue. But anyway, okay. Oh no, I saw the video already. He has 5 kids by different men. Ooh, okay. Well, that's okay. And why would a white man go for that? And I'm not trying to be mean. This woman's not ugly, and but I mean, she's got biracial kids, and she talks with a black accent. You think, okay, she's pro-black, and why would I get with her? And she's got kids by. Is it because it didn't work out with the black man? Now you want to come to the white man? That, yeah, that's a red flag. Not saying she can't get a white man, but anyway. But the Becky return policy does apply to Asian women. It does apply to Hispanic women. It does apply to Middle Eastern women. I'm just saying. It's a real thing. Okay? But anyway. Okay? But anyway, that's all I got. All right, let me put the link. Guys, my thing is, my point on this whole show, I know I show different interracial groups. I've talked about not just black women, white men. I've talked about black men, white women. I've given black men advice, and I'm being sincere. Look, I want everybody to have a successful marriage relationship, whether you're date out or not. Okay, I I don't want to see black people have failed relationships. Okay, I don't. I don't want to see white people have failed relationships. Okay, and look, when it comes to black love, I support black love. Just I want to see it work. I do. I don't want to see failed relationships. It does me no good. It don't help me. And I believe that more interracial relationships would happen more often if black love was more successful. I believe that. And people will say, well, because black people are struggling in relationships, it's going to increase interracial relationships. Well, on the short end, yeah, but I think if black people truly loved each other and there was love, I think more black women that were attracted to white men would open up their options and not be afraid. I think it would happen more. I know it sounds like it wouldn't, but I believe it would. I'm just saying, I do believe that. Call me crazy. Um, but my thing is look, I found true love. I found character in black women. Okay, and all women are amazing. I don't want to categorize people and say this group is better than that group, but I got to tell the truth. When it comes love and marriage, I've been blessed. You know, in my family, I have the longest marriage, and I chose a black woman. You know, you can't tell me I'm wrong. And I love black women, and black women have been an inspiration when it comes to character and love. You know, and when you're in love, you need look. Emotions is a beautiful thing, and I know a lot of guys. You know, well, women are emotional. We're not. No, we're all emotional. But look, when you're in love, it's an emotion, and when you connect, when you can embrace each other, and when you feel a love that is so strong that it breaks you down, and you just thank God, and you know, and you get emotional when you talk about the love you receive. That's true love. You know, and I do get emotional when I talk about the black women in my life because they've had an impact. They show me true love. They show me what it means to be faithful and to believe and trust in God. You know, and the beautiful thing is my parents never got in the way. They let me love who I love. You know, and I have my wife, and nobody ran interference in my relationship, my marriage. Oh, what's that? I didn't get this comment. Brent, that Asian lady is Vietnamese and has kids by El Salvador man and the rest different black men. She should try dating Hispanic and El Salvador men again and make it work. Well, she could, but you know, I don't wish bad things on her. I'm sure she's a good lady, and maybe the men she trusted in didn't stick around. Maybe that's what it is. Um, I don't want to throw no shade towards her way. Um, I'm just making a point. Look, you know, and it's there's no different from black men, white men, Asian men. Look, when you show another group of men love and you try to come back, it's not. We're not going to have open arms to that. We're not. I'm just saying, and because you get to thinking, okay, you went over there, now you want to come back because it didn't work. I don't want to be the cleanup guy. I don't want to be number two because that didn't work. Because here's the thing, and you don't want to get into that because if a woman goes over there attracted to that group of men, but it didn't work, comes to you, her heart most likely is still going to be over there. And if she thinks she found a guy that she could build on, she most likely going to kick you to the curb. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I'm just saying. You know, and I tell white women, don't date a white guy that's been with black women because usually a white man don't go back to the white woman after he's fell in love with a black woman. Even if the relationship don't work, he'll look for another black woman. That's how us white men are. I'm just saying. I know there's always an exception to the rule, but you know, and if we do come back, is it temporary? I'm just saying, just human nature, the psychological thing about it. Now, I opened up my option to black women, never looked back. I never tried to date white women or Asian or any other group. When I fell in love with black women, I fell in love with black women, and I was all in. I'm what you call a true investor. And it's God's will that I'm invested. I was meant to marry a black woman. I was meant to marry my wife, Sandy. And you can't tell me that it just happened and it just chance. No, it was meant to happen. It was God's will. And some of us were meant to marry interracially, and some were meant to stay with their own group. We all have a different path. I'm just saying. But anyway, guys, okay, I hope you enjoyed the show. And look, black women, white men, do not be afraid to get to know each other. You just might find true love. Look, I opened up my options at 16, okay? Got married at 24, been married 32 years. I chose the black woman, okay? And my life has improved every step of the way, okay? I started out getting married to my wife. I joined the army and married my wife. We didn't have much. Okay. For years, we had to depend on my income. Being low ranking, young, and taking care of my wife and 3 kids, it was tough. Didn't have much. But my wife always had my back, always loved me. And we had a strong family. We had enough. We didn't have an abundance. But through the years, through my wife loving me, okay, I've been able to build. Okay. And I thank God for my Army career, because my Army career has set me up with the job I have. And I ain't going to tell you what I do, but I'm in the top 10% when it comes to economic earning. Okay. And look, I graduated high school and have an associate's. That's all I got. But one thing I did is I retired from the Army, got a pension, got the job I got now. It pays good. And because of my skill that I learned from the Army, I was able to get the job I got. Okay. And the thing of it is, the reason I'm able to do that is because I got a wife that loves me, that brings out the best in me. And because I got discipline, because my father kicked me in the head my whole life. Not physically, but you know what I mean. Keep me humbled and made me work hard. It worked out. And I give my wife most of the credit, because the times I doubted myself, she never did. She always had faith. She always told me, it's going to be all right. It's going to work out. She told me that so much I started believing it. And I'm telling you, marriage is a beautiful thing when it's done with love. Okay? And what that young lady said on that first video, no man, no band, no man. Okay? No marriage, no womb. Okay? Guys, we need to start loving the women in our life. We need to start uplifting the women. Okay? And we need to treat women with love and respect. And we got to know, we don't touch women till they're our wives. My father told me that when I was young. And I understand it, because, you got to make sure you love that person before you go there, before you get intimate. You don't want to soul tie with someone you don't love or can't connect with. And let me tell you, marriage is not just a business deal. I know these dusty diablos are, marriage is just a business thing. It's not about love. No, it's all about love. Because you got to have love to put up with each other. You got to have love to keep from pulling your hair out. Because people will get under your skin. They will get to your nerves. No matter how much you love somebody, they will irritate the crap out of you. You got to have love. And the beautiful thing about having love is, in my marriage, I love my wife. My wife is my best friend. My wife is my everything. I love being with my wife. I love having dinner with my wife. I love doing things with my wife. I love talking to my wife. It's not all intimacy. I love that too, but there's more to love than that. And the investment needs to start with the friendship first and you develop a bond, you connect. Your love grows. It starts from, a friendship, and then it grows, and then you have a relationship, you have a bond together. You depend on each other, you trust each other. And then when you get married, yeah, that physical comes, and it's a blessing from God. It's a beautiful thing, but it's for marriage. And I wish people would understand that. I think society would be better off if we did that. You know, a woman's love is a blessing from God. And if you don't go about it the right way and you tarnish that, you'll be cursed. I'm serious. What's that, Brent? So you believe in just living my life and finding the best version of myself, and my husband will find me, not to worry about it too much. I believe that. Look, JJ, I'm going to tell you, when I was dating, I dated to find a wife. I dated black women. I prayed to God that God would give me a black woman to be my wife. Okay, some people say that's wrong, that's biased. I don't care. The black woman in my life, I wanted a wife like that because I seen beauty. I seen character. And when I seen the Bible scripture when it talked about the virtuous woman, I seen the black woman as being that. So that's what I wanted. Okay. And I wanted marriage. I wanted marriage when I was young. That's how I was raised. That's how I was conditioned. I wanted a wife. Okay. There was a black woman I was attracted to before I met Sandy. There were red flags about her. Okay. And I knew she wasn't right for me, and it shouldn't have. But I was so attracted to her, and I was just so into her that I didn't care. I threw away my faith. I lived with her out of wedlock. I shouldn't have done it, but I was impatient, and she wasn't right for me, and I wasn't right for her. I mean, but I tried to make it work. I thought, okay, I did it the wrong way, but I could turn it around and make it right. Okay, that was my thinking, and the relationship never worked. Um, she would lay hands on me. I never touched her because she's a woman. That our relationship was toxic. It wasn't a happy place. I was working 3 jobs at the time. I lost like 20 pounds. I was so skinny. I was unhealthy. I was stressed. It wasn't good. But I jumped into it because I thought I had to do it because I didn't have faith God would give me a good wife. I had to make it happen. Was my mindset. And I went through it. And it almost destroyed me. And I regret it I still regret the choices I made. But soon after that, I got out of that situation. I met Sandy and it worked out. And if I would have just been patient, it would have worked out. And my father, if he was patient and didn't have sex with my mom, it would have worked out better for him. The thing of it is it's like we got to put in the work, but we got to trust in God. And I would say for the ladies, you want to find a good husband, you got to be where the good men are. You got to pray about it. You gotta, they gotta notice you're there, but you gotta have faith, and it'll come around. I know it's easier said than done. And look, I almost destroyed my life because I couldn't wait. And I'm sitting here 22, but I wanted a wife. I wanted a black woman to be my wife, and she was a black woman, but she wasn't the right black woman. Okay, my wife Sandy was that right woman, but I wish I had patience. I wish I wouldn't have made the choices I did. I wish I would have trusted in God more, but I didn't. I failed. But because of God's grace, I learned a lesson. I knew I had the vet, and I knew I had to. And when it came to my wife, I didn't have to touch her right away. I didn't have to have sexual relate. I could wait. I just wanted someone that loves me, that wasn't going to hit me, wouldn't going that I wasn't going to be in a love-hate relationship. I was just happy not to have that. In a way, it was kind of a blessing, but I hope that answers the question. I know it's easier said than done. When you're going through it, it's tough. But I look back and, I could play Monday morning quarterback with my life and say, well, if I would have done this would have been better. If I would have done that, but I was young and dumb, but it worked out. I knew after that situation, I knew what I was looking for, and I knew how to go about it. And it made me better for it. So, but anyway, guys, have faith, pray about it. One thing black women taught me is to have faith. I don't know what it is about black women, but they got me believing. My wife believed in me more than I believed in myself. That's an amazing thing. It didn't matter how tough a situation we're going through, and we've had our ups and downs financially. Our love was always strong, and that was never a problem. But there were times in my life I didn't know how I was going to pay the bills. There were things that happened that, I went from a job where I was making like 40,000 a year, and I quit it to make 120,000, riding high, and then something medically happened. I lost both jobs, didn't have a job, and I told my wife, I don't know what I'm going to do. What? She said, God will make a way. It'll be okay. Everything's going to be just fine. And I was amazed. How can you believe that? But the next day I went and got a job, got another job, was making minimum wage till, you know what? A couple of years later, I was making more money than I was working overseas. But I mean, we go through some stuff. We want love. We want true love. But we got to give it to God, and we got to work for it. Now, faith without works is dead. God, it says that in the Bible. And I think God wants us to be part of our blessing. For me to find a good wife, I have to look for a wife. I can't just sit on the couch and wait for God to make it happen. Ladies, you got to do the same thing. I'm not saying don't throw yourself at a man, but be in the environment where the good men are. Be where they notice you. And it don't hurt to say hi or just have a little conversation. Sometimes when Look, I've had relationships where a woman said hi to me and it gave me the courage to talk to her. I just, I don't know. I wish I had the answers, but have faith and work hard. And I guess it's, sorry for the misspelling. Oh, no worries. I don't, it's okay. You can spell my name however you want. Older white men are the main ones who talk to me in public. LOL. Well, how old are they? Are they just a little bit older, or with me? You know what's crazy is when I was dating, the women that I dated were always older than me. Um, Not by a lot, but they were always older. I never. I think there was one girlfriend that was a year younger than me. They were all older, and I just connected better with women that are older than me. My wife's older than I am. It just maybe it's a maturity level. Plus 50. I don't know, JT. You want to give us a plus 50 guy? Just, uh, maybe it's a maturity level. I don't know. I don't know. I always felt that I wanted to be with women that were older. I didn't, not a lot older, but a few years. I just always have. I'm a pro black man, but encourage black women to open up their options to dating interracially to increase their chances of marriage. Okay, that's awesome. I think the thing I think we need to, I think we just need to get back to marriage. And I think we need to open up our options, some of us, not all of us. Um, and I think those of us that open up our options, those should be loved, and those that stay with the same race should be loved. I don't think that should be a thing. I don't think it should be us against them. I'm tired of the racial divide crap, the us against them. I think that's just going to destroy us all. It really is. I I just think if we, as a nation, increased our marriages, regardless of who's dating and marrying who, I think we'd be better off. I think black women are the best option. Look in my life; they have been. And my thing is, when I went in the army, it was neat because I met men that were married to black women, white men, and I didn't see a lot of that where I lived. I was kind of like the only one, like the lone wolf and I talked to other white men when I went in the army that were married to black women, and it was amazing that the qualities that we talked about were almost identical. That we can see the blessing in the black woman and not even really know each other. It's crazy, and that tells me how beautiful and amazing black women are. It I mean, if you're a good man and you do right by the black woman, you're going to be blessed. I think us men need to fix ourselves. I think us men need to do better. I don't think it's, there's corrupt women out there, sure, but I think us men are the majority of the problem. I do. And I'm not bashing men, but I'm just saying we got to have accountability. Because if we don't, we're not going to get any better. You know, we're just not. But anyway, guys, with the show, look, I promote interracial relationships. I support anybody. I can't be married to a black woman and get upset with a black man with a white woman. That would be stupid. That would make me a hypocrite, right? I just think when you open up your options, do it for love. Do it for the right reasons. Okay? Take your swirl to investment. Okay? Don't swirl for the experience or for some desire. Do it for the investment. Interracial date to marriage. If you're not willing to go to marriage, don't interracially date. Okay, I do not like good time swirling. I don't like these clowns that go out there and say, well, black women are fine and look at her butt and I want to swirl. No! I don't like that. And look, in my channel, I've kicked white men out of here, Asian men, and men that want to get caught up in that lustful dating crap. Okay? You want to be with a black woman, you do it because you love her, because you want her to be your wife, part of your family. Okay, I love black women. I married a black woman. I only been married once. I've been married 32 years. When I'm down, I took my swirl to investment, and I didn't waste no time. 2 months I proposed to my wife. Some people say, well, dang, Roadrunner, that's a little quick, isn't it? Well, no, when I spent as much time with my wife as I did, and she had the qualities that I loved, and we connected. I know people live together for 3 years, they get married, it's over. I know my wife 2 months got married in 32 years. And it'll be 32 more, and 44 more, and it'll be till eternity. I told my wife, I said, if you give me your heart, I will give you forever. And she said, here's my heart. I'll take forever. Thank you. But seriously, we live in a great nation. We should not be divided. We need to get out of that segregated mindset that us against them. We are them. We are us. Let's come together with love and marriage. Let's integrate the right way. Let's become friends. Let's develop a friendship circle. Let's come together as a family. Look, I love black people. I want black people to be in my friendship circle in my family. I don't want to be enemies with them. That's stupid. Based on what? Skin tone? I'm just saying. But some people are stupid and want to be separate that worship skin tone. I don't. I stay with my kind. You know what my kind is? The kind that I love that love me back. That's my kind. They look like me and some don't look like me. It's okay. But anyway. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close this. I've been talking for 2 hours and 24 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to end this soon. What's that, J10? When will you and Sandy do another together? We will do another one soon. Maybe next week. I've been planning it with me and Sandy, but we're going to do a show together, and we're going to talk about our 32-year marriage, and you will probably talk about how we met and stuff like that. But I do plan on doing a live with my wife. We haven't done one in a while, so it'll be soon. I'm going to try maybe next Saturday. If not this next Saturday, the one after. Okay, but we do plan on doing one. It's just been a lot going on. I've been busy at work. I went to Atlanta to see my brother, and my wife had to stay back and work, so I had to do a quick trip out there. And but I had fun. I went to a Braves game, and you were there, J10, before during Juneteenth, right? Yeah, I was there a little after. But yeah, Atlanta was fun. I love Atlanta. I don't think I want to live there, but I love visiting. Georgia's nice though. Me and my wife go out there a lot. And people, I don't know, the people we run into are friendly and nice, and never had no problems. Always had a good time. But Truist Stadium that's a nice stadium. And going into it was just, I don't know, the vibe there was just awesome. All the people and during the game, the hype, and yeah, it was fun. But you know, but anyway, hey there, Alexander. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Uh, yeah, but me and Sandy will do. I was there. That's crazy. What if we bumped into each other? That'd been funny. That'd been fun though. I have no plans for the fourth. Hopefully something comes up. Okay. I my fourth. I'm going to have my family over. I think me and my wife will have our families over. They like coming to our house because we live like out in the suburbs. We got a big yard and plenty of room, so they love coming out here. But um, that's what we're going to do for the 4th of July. Cook some food, uh, do some fireworks. Um, yeah. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna have to go. I hope you guys enjoyed this live, but don't be afraid to open up your options. Black women, white men. Look, we're finding love, and look, a lot of white men and black women, we have more in common than you would think. I was amazed when I was dating how much we have in common. And a lot of times we're looking for the same thing, you know? A lot of us are traditional. We want, marriage, the traditional family. That's what I always wanted. The American dream to me was having a wife and kids and that little house, with the picket fence. It didn't have to be a big house, just something that was ours, you know. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoy the weekend. Okay, yeah, me and Sandy are going to do a show soon. I've been wanting to do one with my wife. She's like, "Yeah, we'll do it. Let me get my hair done." So she got to get her hair done. So that's basically what we're waiting for. Okay, um, but we'll do one. Me and Sandy. I love doing videos and live shows with my wife, and we're overdue, so we're going to do one. And anyway, guys, but you guys have a good weekend. Uh, Look, don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone. I got out of my comfort zone, and I've been blessed my whole life. Black women, you are beautiful and amazing, and I love you. And black women, you've made me better than I thought I could be. And that's because of your character. That's because of your love. That's because of your emotions, your spirituality. That's because of who you are. And that's a beautiful thing. And don't ever, you know, let anybody tell you different. And don't ever settle for a man that don't deserve you, ladies. Don't do it. You're too valuable. You're too much of a blessing to be with the wrong man. Seriously. J10, you are a blessing. And just remember that. Okay, don't lower your standards for any dude. Okay, you are the standard. You are the treasure. Okay, and ladies, listen to me. You are that treasure. Okay, and the Bible says you are the treasure. You are the prize. Don't let these dusties try to steal that from you. Anyway, let me go ahead and say a prayer, and then I'm going to go ahead and dismiss, and I'll see you guys next week. Oh, I got a prayer meeting coming up. Yeah. Something I want to talk about. I might talk about interracial marriage on this next prayer meeting. Okay, I got to get my scripture together, but this is going to be a good one. Okay, it's going to debunk these naysayers that take the scripture out of context. But anyway, okay, let me go ahead and say a prayer. Lord, thank you so much for allowing me to do this show tonight, Lord. And please, Lord, help us to have the courage to open up our options, Lord. Please help us have the courage to love each other and get out of our segregated mindset, Lord. Please help us to love each other and build up each other, Lord. Help us as men to make us better men. Help us to hold each other accountable so we can love the women in our life and be good husbands and good fathers, Lord. And Lord, I pray that you let me do another show and another show and another show. And Lord, help me to be a blessing, Lord. And I thank you, Lord, for allowing me to be up here and talk, and the people that have come forward and been a blessing to me, Lord. And I pray that you bless each and every one of us here tonight, and bless us and our families. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being part of the show, part of the Roadrunner Network. Okay. And don't be afraid to open up your options. Sometimes when you find true love, it might not look like you. It might not be the same color. And that's okay. Because our God has made many beautiful colors. And it's okay for different colors to come together. It's okay to blend different colors. You know what I'm saying? Let's hold each other accountable based on our character, not our skin tone. Let's get out of that segregated mindset and show each other what true love is. Okay. But anyway, you guys have a good night. God bless you and your families. I'll see you soon. God bless.